Groundhog Day. It happens every year on February 2nd. And this year, I hope you'll help me celebrate by drawing a groundhog. And while you're at it, learning some fun facts about groundhogs, their habitat, and their history as the symbol of Groundhog Day. I'm Rita Goldner, and I'm a children's picture book author and illustrator. So I love drawing pictures of animals, and I love showing and teaching how to draw pictures and also how to learn scientific facts about them. So let's get drawing. To make this drawing, all you'll need is a plain number 2 black pencil, and then some kind of red pencil. Can either be a regular pencil, or it can be a crayon, or it can be a wax pencil, or it can be a marker. And you need this to make shapes on your reference photo that you'll later use as guidelines. The reference photo, you can either use your own or you can print one out copyright free from the website Rita Goldner Books. You'll just use the red to find shapes in your reference photo and then later copy these shapes onto a plain piece of white paper. And then you will not need an eraser of any kind, because if you make mistakes, if you make a million mistakes, you just leave them there. And then when you go back later, you pick out your favorite lines with a dark pencil, either this number 2 pencil or a black marker. You leave your red line mistakes there because they become guidelines for future lines that you're using the red mistakes to tell you where not to make the lines, so you don't ever erase. That's all you're going to need. So here's my reference photo of a groundhog, and sometimes they're called woodchucks. The two terms mean the same thing. So I'm using regular shapes like circles, ovals, or bean shapes to divide up my reference photo into little chunks that I can deal with easier. And later I'm going to take these same shapes and put them on my plain white piece of paper to make the whole drawing easier. And while we're doing this, I'm going to tell you some fun facts about groundhogs. They have a habitat or a range that is found all over North America. And a lot of farmers and ranchers consider them pests because they have such an intensive network of tunnels underground that sometimes a tractor can fall into one of those ruts with its wheel and break an axle. So you can see I've started transferring my red-lined shapes onto a regular piece of white paper. And it doesn't matter how many mistakes I've made. I've made the shape too big on the bottom, and then I just redid another shape smaller and put little X's through my original shape, but I don't ever erase. So I go through adding all the red lined shapes and making as many mistakes as I want. There's no pressure. And so I'm feeling my way through the drawing, making changes as I go. An interesting thing about Groundhog Day is that it's not a Native American tradition, as some people think, but it is a Germany tradition brought over by immigrants, and they celebrated in their native land a feast day called Candlemas Day. And according to their history or folklore, if it was sunny on Candlemas Day, that meant that there would be a longer winter. The original animal to cast his shadow, or not, was a badger. But when the German people immigrated to the United States, there were more groundhogs than badgers. So they started using a groundhog to celebrate this tradition. So since these crop-eating and tunnel-digging rodents are considered pests by both farmers and ranchers, I try to find something that they are good for. And my research says that hair from groundhogs is used by fly fishermen to tie their flies with. So at least that's something. Groundhogs' burrows are so sophisticated and elaborate that they can be over 60 feet long, with several entrances and exits and several separate rooms for different purposes, and they even have a chamber for a bathroom. The Algonquin native tribes have a grandmother woodchuck character in their native folklore that's considered very wise, very patient, and educates other animals and her grandson. So now I'm going back over the red lines that I like and ignoring the red lines that I don't like. You'll see some of them that I put X marks on. But I pick out the red lines that I really did like, and I'm going over them with a dark black marker. Or you can use a black pencil for this, just so that it is obvious which lines you liked and which lines you didn't like. My parting fun fact is that they are so smart, they have a 10-day window of opportunity for mating, so the babies won't be born too late in the summer, so they don't have enough chance to gain a lot of fat for the following winter. Or if they're born too early, then the mother won't have enough food to feed them. So to make sure they're not wasting any time in such a short mating season, the males wake up from hibernation a month early, and then they go around to check the burrows of the females near them to see if the female is still living in there. And if they are, then they go back to sleep for another month and wake up later when the mating season starts. But by this time, they've already figured out where the females are. I hope you enjoyed celebrating Groundhog Day with me. And if you like this kind of drawing videos and you like these kind of fun facts about animals, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the little bell below so you'll be notified every time I post a video. Thanks for watching.